Hello everybody, this is Gregory with How I Lost Over 100 Pounds and have kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitance in your weight loss and maintenance. Today we're going to talk about the criteria you should use for selecting a gym. Now before we begin, if you need help with weight loss, especially from the psychological point of view, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. My rates are very reasonable. Check out my website, Naturopathic Earth, which has 600 recipes and articles, my 2 books as well, the podcast, The Awakened Man, and if you appreciate my content, there is a link for PayPal. All right, so I understand some of you don't use gyms. I totally understand that. Maybe some of you live in a rural area where there's no gyms, and there's certainly going to be purists who will tell you that you don't need a gym, it's a gigantic scam, kind of like the way I used to talk about fraternities and sororities in college. Why do I need to buy my friends? Which in hindsight, I should have joined a fraternity sorority because it's more about networking. It's having these future lawyers, doctors, accountants that you can call up later on. You have this brethren. But either way, we're not going to talk about those types of people who say they don't want a gym or need a gym. Most people who are concerned about weight loss or weight maintenance will belong to a gym. And there's a variety of gyms that have a variety of prices. So I'm just going to kind of give you some tips from my perspective, because I've been in tons of gyms throughout the last 30 years of my life, as to what you should be looking for. And the first thing I'm going to tell you is really price isn't even that important. It's really not that important. We will say all the time and rationalize, well, I can't afford organic lettuce or organic blueberries or organic milk or organic beef because it's too expensive. But if you look at the prices overall, you have no problems going to McDonald's or takeout or a Mexican restaurant spending $12 on an entree, $14 on an entree. You have no problems with that when it's infinitely cheaper just to buy organic. So, or you have no problem spending $5 on coffee. So really it's a question of allocation. So it's the same thing with the price. I would tell you don't even look at the price. You got to look at the amenities. Now, if they're asking for $120 a month and the amenities aren't that great, that's obvious, not to choose that one. But more often than not, most of these gyms are going to be similarly priced. Now, there are places like Anytime Fitness. I don't know where you live if they have Anytime Fitness, but Anytime Fitness can be cheap, but essentially it's like a room with 4 treadmills, 2 ellipticals, and maybe some free weights. So I'm just going to talk about separating between Planet Fitness, Gold's Gym, the Y, and so forth. So I'll tell you this, look. A lot of it is, what are you looking for? And so for a man or for a woman, this might be a little different given the differences in our bodies. I would tell you, and this is an underrated thing, is I wouldn't even care about the trainers. Oh, we offer training. We offer a free training session. We have an episode here. What do you need a trainer? Do you need an accountability partner? I wouldn't even look at trainers. I think trainers are, no offense to trainers, a lot of it is a waste of money. And if you look at people who have trainers, a lot of them are still not in shape. Because a lot of it is the psychological stuff. So training is a waste of money in addition to the money you're already wasting. So you need to be self-disciplined and self-motivated. But assuming you are self-disciplined and self-motivated and you do want to go to the gym 5-6 times a week, what should you be looking for? I would tell you an underrated thing, like if you have similar gyms that are comparable, pick one that's got a dry sauna. We have an episode of the importance of dry saunas. If you're doing 20 minutes 4 times a week, or more, it cuts down your all-cause mortality by 70% and your chances of getting dementia and cognitive problems by 70%. So dry saunas are exceedingly important for your long-term health. Maybe they're not necessarily as important for weight loss and weight management, but for your overall health they are. Not to mention they're a great way to recuperate as well, and they just are good for your organs in general because of all the vasodilation. And I would tell you they're more important than steam rooms. So find a gym that's got a dry sauna. That's really important. If you can find a gym that has a jacuzzi, that's great as well, but a lot of them don't have it. If you can find a gym that has an indoor track, that's great, especially if you live in a place where the climate isn't like Southern California or Miami every day. So that's great as well. But this is what I would look at. I would look at the little things. I would look at the cardio equipment first, and I would try the cardio equipment because there's a Gold's Gym not far from where I live. And, I always talk about, it's like Ben Stiller's gym, Robo World from Dodgeball. They play the, and it's all young people and all the girls are all Kardashianized. And, it's just it's just like a meat market, and it's just, for my age at 48, it's not a place I like to go to. They might have a dry sauna, a lot of them do, but I hear the music, the dance music being piped into the dry sauna as well. But look at the cardio equipment and see how updated it is. And if you've been around enough gyms, like what's the new elliptical, what's the new treadmill. And so if you go to one of these places, you'd be like, wow, they got 35 bikes and treadmills and ellipticals and rowers, but they're all 5 years old, and most of them have like some broken part to it. So when you get on it, you can tell it's not right. That's a bad sign. You should definitely go to a place that has up-to-date cardio equipment because it shows that they care about the client. See, all of them are going to have salespeople that want you to sign up, and they'll promise you, we have this and this and this and this. But like Christ says, know them by their fruit, know them by their works. And so they'll promise you the moon, but then all their equipment's crap, then it's just a Potemkin village, so to speak. So look at the equipment and see that it's good. And look, if it's a place that has a rower, because a lot of gyms don't have rowers, that's even better. Rowing is probably the best overall cardio workout. And yes, lifters, you need to do cardio. Now, when it comes to weightlifting stuff, some people like the circuit. Like I know a bunch of women who like the 30-minute circuit where you're told, do this machine first, second, third, spend 5 minutes on each one, and they like the circuit. So if you're something that likes the circuit, because the circuit kind of tells you what to do, and so it can be difficult, especially if you don't know what you're doing. You walk into a gym like, which machine do I use? And you can be intimidated by that. Certainly understandable. So if you like the circuits where they have the machines and it's all body workouts in terms of strength training, then choose a gym that's got the circuit. If you're a guy, maybe you like more of the free weights, or maybe you like the machines that are like the bench and the squats that assist, right? They have the little hooks, so if you're not doing too much, it's gonna injure you. That's great too. So some guys want a big workout area where there's a lot of free weights and a lot of machines. That's fine as well. So I would tell you, money is not the big issue here, because if you're really dedicated about weight loss and weight management, I would tell you, yes, you should join a gym. Can you lose weight and keep it off by running in your neighborhood or cycling in your neighborhood or having your gym in the garage? Of course, there's always going to be exceptions. But I would tell you, making the habit, and I've talked about this, how you have to change your paradigm, making the habit of going to the gym, I think is more beneficial long term. And also being around other people that are working out will get you more in the mood. Like if you're at home and you got your gym in your garage, you'll make excuses, plus not to mention you have all the food in the house, but you'll make excuses. But if you have to drive to a gym, and some of you will be lazy, I don't want to drive to the gym, but since you're there, and then you're around people who are into it, you're more likely to get into it. So I would tell you, variety is the spice of life when it comes to gym. I would say the more equipment they have, the better. I would tell you, check out the equipment, and when it comes to the machines as well, the strength training machines, look how old those are. Look how the gym is taken care of. I like the little things where they have signs. You can't be grunting, you can't be throwing the weights, you can't be moaning. I like the signs where it's like, don't play your music out loud. I do like it when they keep the showers clean and they actually have a dry sauna that's actually working, because this is another scam. Oh, we have a dry sauna and it's always broken. I belong to a Y, and they keep the steam room and dry sauna always working. So it's again, it's the little things. So if you want a gym that has all these things, but maybe you want a gym that's got a pool, like Lifetime Fitness, the more higher end ones that have the big pool and the slides and all that. Okay, so I would tell you, money is not the most important thing. I would tell you to splurge, especially if you know you're gonna use it. So spend the money on the gym, find a gym that kind of fits your personality. Like Gold's Gym doesn't fit mine, I'm too old. But luckily through my work, I have this Active and Fit membership, which allows me, I pay, I think it's only like $25 a month. And certainly check your life insurance, check your health insurance, I should say, and check with your company, because that might be one of the benefits. But I only pay $25 a month, and it gets me into any gym I want in the town I'm in. So I have a fob to get into the Y, to Gold's Gym, to Planet Fitness, and some other ones. So check and see, maybe you have that. But either way, even if you don't, I would tell you to look at these things. Look at variety, look at the dry sauna, look at how they take care of the equipment, look at the signs and all these things, and fit one that fits you, and don't go cheap on it. Guys, post in the comments. I really love to hear from you. What's your criteria for the gym? Is it just they have hot women or hot guys there? Post in the comments. Hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care. God bless and pray.